different areas.
Retired LAFD Captain James Finn, a real-life hero, the keeper of all which is sacred in the LA City Fire Department, a real angel in the City of Angels. His personal journey takes us on an amazing trip through time. The important milestones he's preserved at the LAFD Museum, Memorial, and Historical Society is a testament to the man who's dedicated his life to making sure our LAFD history is never forgotten.
Initially, what inspired me was the history of the department and the apparatus that we wanted to display here. This was obviously a horse-drawn truck company from the 1880s. This is all manually operated. There's no assist of any kind. So when you pulled up on scene, they had to unhitch the horses and get rid of them. So this is a 1954 Cadillac. It was one of two that LA City Fire Department bought. We had them made special. They had to put these bubble tops on them. And we actually did not run an EMS service at the time these were in service. These were there, they would respond for injured firefighters. And this one was assigned here, and we had one other one that was assigned downtown. So we're restoring this one right now, and we hope to get it ready so we can drive it in parades in the future.
Precious moments never forgotten. Astonishing fire apparatus never forgotten. To all the fearless firefighters who inspired us, they're never forgotten. But most of all, making sure all the valiant firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty are never forgotten. A storyteller of storytellers, James Finn shares the tales of those who came before us, relaying the stories of those brave firefighters who invented, who challenged, who risked their lives and have learned from the mistakes of the past to make the LAFD one of, if not the best fire departments in the world.
We also have display items. In these display cases here are international fire helmets. They're from all over the world. We've got a variety. These helmets came from headquarters, and they were visiting fire chiefs that put those in. We've got a collection of patches from all over the world. And in this area are some soft hats and some helmets, vintage helmets, some leather, some metal that are not used anymore.
James Finn was born in 1946 and joined the LAFD in 1968, where he served for just over 40 years. He volunteered to serve on the Historical Society in 1998, and the museum officially opened at Fire Station 27 in Hollywood in 2001. Over the decades, he's been an eyewitness to many of LA's worst disasters.
We obviously have a number of major disasters that took place prior to my coming on the fire department. Just to think of a few, and some that actually have something to do with this facility. Of course, we're the keeper of the memorial wall, so we have the Fallen Firefighters Memorial out front, and there's now 277 names on that wall, and that's the number of firefighters that we've had die from a duty-related cause since 1886, since we became a paid department. Significant incident, the crash of Fire 3. That was our helicopter at March 23rd, 1998, was transporting a girl from a traffic accident in the valley to Children's Hospital, because there is no pediatric trauma center in the valley. And over Griffith Park, yoke that holds the tail rotor broke. The helicopter went down. it killed 3 of our people, plus, excuse me a minute. This still gets me. '92 riots. I mean, that was I was on duty that day, and in fact worked all but 12 hours of 5 days, and we left our station and were sent to the bus yard, which was our base, and left there in a tactical task force, which was 3 engines and a battalion chief. We got attacked or assaulted on the way to our first incident, and we just went from one incident to another all night long. And I guess it kind of seemed exciting at first, but it got very dull and routine by 6:30 in the morning. Northridge earthquake, which I live about a mile and a half from the epicenter, and I was at work at the time at Fire Station 29. It knocked me out of bed over there, and of course it's pitch black, there's nothing, and so we got up, and the light force was gone. They were moved up to another station, so we were there on our own. Well, the engine and the rescue and the chief were there. And of course, we got no power, and so we manually pull the doors open, get the rigs outside, do our check-in, and report that everything was okay at the station. Then we started drive-through of our district. So we did all of that and came back to the station, and then they move us to the valley because when I was sitting out on the apron doing the check-in, I heard a radio message from West LA about a building that had pancaked down. So I figured that's where the epicenter was. And then I hear Chief Anthony on the radio say he's just traversed the valley on the 101 freeway and he can see at least 40 fires burning. So I thought, wow, this is not good. And so they moved us to the valley. We ended up being assigned to Fire Station 70 because they had gone out to the Northridge Meadows apartment complex. Earthquake in '94, yeah. Well, I actually went through 2. I was working at Fire Station 90 during the Sylmar earthquake in '71.
Yes.
And when we got to, I was not working that morning that it happened. I was going in to work. So I went in and they were all gone. Everybody was gone. And so we're standing around on the apparatus floor, trying to find out exactly where they were or when they were coming back. And it was the Coldwater Signal Office then gave us a long ring, sent us on a structure fire. We got nothing. I mean, there's no rigs there. There's nothing there. So we called them. Oh yeah, never mind. So anyway, we ended up. The engine came back, and then we went out to start evacuating patients from Olive View Hospital. Olive View was a brand new hospital in Sylmar, then county facility, and we were gonna, Fire Station 90 was the support team for the helicopters. So we were going out there to transport patients. And when we pulled up, there's about at least a quarter of a mile driveway that leads from the street up to the facility. We turn in that driveway and we get part way up, and here's a carport where they park their ambulances. This carport is down flat on 16 ambulances. Their whole fleet is out of service. And there was one attendant in there that was killed when it came down. You know, we went to a lot of brush fires out of the city. I probably went to more out of the city than I did in the city. We just seemed to be on the group of strike teams that they sent out of the city, and one of them, Simi Valley, in 2003 had fire out there, and Simi Valley and Moore Park and all that was involved. And
when we need to see the face of those who are around us who have lost, and vice versa for those who have lost, to see the faces of the rest of us who are here, to hold you, to love you, to guide you forward. And I want you to know that the city sees you, it will always see you. This is testament of how we lift up our fallen brothers and sisters, and that we will always remember them.
While dedicated and devoted to keeping memories alive, this memorial is a major part of his legacy.
this means everything to me. This is the legacy of these people who gave everything to protect the citizens of the city of Los Angeles. So it's just part of my soul.